Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude, serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Ryan Shadman. Batting sixth, number 3 in right field, Landon Swain. Batting seventh, number 77 at first base, Aiden Thomas. Batting eighth, number 20, playing second base, Zach Otis. And batting ninth, number 11 in left field, C.J. Skowronek. The head coach of the Grafton team is Derek Brown, assisted by John Shadman. And now for the Milford starting lineup. Leading off for Milford, number 13 in center field, Nick Pedroli. Batting second, number 20 in left field, Ben Majorano. Batting third, number 7 in right field, Braden Lewis. Batting fourth, number 2, the shortstop, Sam Schoenberg. Batting fifth, number 5 at second base, Joey McGee. Batting sixth, number 8, the designated hitter, Josh Bouchard. Batting seventh, number 1 at third base, Cole McGovern. Batting eighth, number 17 at first base, Brady Wajda. And batting ninth, number 4, the catcher, Brady Iarusi. And on the mound for Milford, number 12, Tyler Ballard. The head coach of the Milford team is Steve DeVito, assisted by Steve Matos, Brendan Wynn, Eric Cormier, and Kenny McDonald. The game day coordinator is Brett Crosby. The bench assistant is Doug Wilkie, and the bat boy is Chase Bonasaro Doucette. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able and remove your caps for singing our national anthem, which will be sung tonight by Camilla Costa. She graduated from Milford High School, where she sang in all the choir groups. She performed Boston Children's Chorus for the past 8 years. She will be attending Bentley University in the fall. Welcome back to Pheno, Camilla.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars this void. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sang us that star-spangled banner yet wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Camilla. Great job. And now I'd like to introduce Doug Lanzillo, who will be throwing out the first pitch tonight. He is Vice President and Business Development Officer at Homefield Credit Union, one of Legion's executive partners. He is on the board of directors for the Milford Rotary Club and Tri-County Chamber of Commerce. He is the father of 4 amazingly athletic kids who value sports and the important life lessons that competition and activities promote. Thank you, home field, and welcome to Pheno, Doug.
Find the gas right now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Pheno Field here in Milford, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Milford Legion Baseball. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here on the call. Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience. They specialize in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. It's an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out over in Hudson or right here on Main Street in Milford. Back again here in what is now the final days of this 2026 Legion Baseball regular season. And tonight, Milford Post 59 back here at home after a little bit of a layoff in between games. And tonight they play host to Grafton Post 92. Milford comes in now in second place in the District 4 standings. They're 14-3 overall on the season. Grafton, meanwhile, in fifth place position. They are 9-5 on the year. And we bring you this coverage live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization. They specialize in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. So again, just a couple of games left here on the season as Milford takes the field here tonight. Let's quickly bring you the Grafton starting lineup before we get to the game's first pitch. Leading it off is the Grafton starting pitcher, Halen Oberg. Shortstop C.J. Shagnon bats second, with Charlie Law, the center fielder, batting third. Kyle Brown, the catcher, bats cleanup, with Ryan Shagnon, the third baseman, batting fifth. As this ball is hit quickly out into left field, dropped in front of Ben Majorano, and so Oberg ready for that first pitch and sends it out for a leadoff base hit. Finishing out the lineup, it is Ryan Shagnon, the third baseman, batting fifth. Landon Swain playing right field, batting sixth. Aiden Thomas plays first base and bats seventh, with Zach Otis, the second baseman, batting eighth. And in the ninth spot is the left fielder, C.J. Skowronek. So just like that, a base hit off of the Milford ace, Tyler Ballard, who now delivers in ball one to C.J. Shagnon. The Milford High School alum back for his final season of Legion eligibility, having a terrific year so far. His 1-0 pitch is hit hard to the backstop. This is the fourth start now of the season for Tyler Ballard. He's thrown 13 2/3 innings so far on the season, faced 49 batters. He has a 2-0 record. He's allowed just 3 hits and 2 earned runs so far on the season, 4 walks to 20 strikeouts, and a 1.02 ERA. Opposing hitters batting just .068 on the year against Tyler Ballard, as now the left-handed hitter is granted time. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count, with a runner aboard at first base. Just 2 batters into this Legion action. And now this one hit hard to second base, could be 2. The throw to second out there, relay on to first is low, but it is dug out on the back end by Brady Wajda to complete the 4-6-3 double play to wipe the bases clean here, with now 2 outs in the inning. Taylor made as that ball was hit right to Joey McGee at second base. He got it started. And so very quickly now there are 2 outs in the inning. The bases are now empty. And now Charlie Law at the plate. First pitch misses for ball one. Let's quickly bring you the defense for Milford post 59. Behind the plate, it's Brady Iarusi. Cole McGovern is at third, Sam Schoenberg at short, Joey McGee at second, and Brady Wajda at first. Left to right in the outfield, Ben Majorano, Nick Pedroli, and Braden Lewis. 2-0 now the count on Law. Hard fastball, but misses, and a 3-ball, no-strike count on the Grafton center fielder. Should he reach, we would see Kyle Brown in the inning. Ballard with the 3-0 pitch, and that is in for a strike. As always, Tyler Ballard showing excellent velocity. Hesitation now, the 3-1, and that is swung on and missed. Law could not catch up to it, and the count is now full. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the base is empty. And the payoff pitch now from Ballard is fouled away as he stays alive. Ballard looking to face just the minimum here in the top of the first inning. Here's another payoff, and it's swung on and missed. Elevated the fastball. Law could not catch up. And that will do it for Grafton in the top of the first inning. They get a leadoff base hit, quickly erased on the double play ball. And we've now played half an inning, scoreless here at Pheno. Post 59 will take their first swings of the game when we come back after this as we bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Stay tuned to the coverage here on Milford TV. Let's bring you the Milford starting lineup now as we begin the bottom of the first inning. Nick Pedroli leads it off in center. Ben Majorano bats second, playing left field with the right fielder Braden Lewis batting third. Sam Schoenberg bats cleanup and plays shortstop with Joey McGee, the second baseman, batting fifth. Josh Bouchard back in the lineup. He is the DH batting sixth with Cole McGovern, the third baseman, batting seventh. Brady Wajda plays first base and bats eighth, and Brady Iarusi bats ninth, and he is the catcher. Pedroli fouling the first pitch of the game away for strike one. First pitch for a Milford batter tonight against the Grafton starter, Halen Oberg. Got a hit in the top half of this inning, but was erased on the double play ball. Now takes the mound. He's had light work pitching so far this season. He's only thrown 4 innings coming into the game tonight. He's made only 1 start, faced 21 batters, does not have a record, 3.50 ERA. In this 1 start, he allowed 4 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Left-hander, now with a 2-1 offering. And it has popped up foul. And that goes out of play to even the count at 2. Weather wreaking havoc on the Legion schedule for the last 48 hours. Heavy rain on Monday and Tuesday, wiping away any chance for baseball to be played. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's down and away. So Milford, with some makeup work to do here in this final week of the regular season, will take a look at the updated schedule for you as the broadcast goes along. First a 3-2 pitch to Pedroli, and it's hit back up the middle behind the second base bag, and that will sneak out into left field for a leadoff base hit. So Pedroli with another hit on his resume. Pedroli coming in batting .455 on the season, grabbing his 26th hit of this 2026 season. As now Ben Mairano comes to the plate. Mairano batting .390. He's had 41 at-bats now on the season, 16 hits, including 4 doubles, 13 runs batted in. Sends this ball down the left field side, but that is foul. Down in that left field corner where there was certainly some controversy the last time out for our Milford TV coverage in the game against Shrewsbury. Ball went down into that corner, ended up as a inside the park home run that changed the game for Milford. Shrewsbury not happy that it was not instead called a ground rule double, put up a fierce argument, but the call stood. Milford was able to take the lead, and they would hang on for a big win against one of their chief rivals in District 4. 2-1 pitch now to Mairano, and that is in for a strike. This is the second meeting of the season between Milford and Grafton's second year in District 4. 2-2 pitch. This is up and away to fill the count. And Grafton was able to earn a hard-fought victory on their home field against Milford earlier this season. We'll dig into that a little bit more at the next opportunity. Runner takes off as the 3-2 pitch is hit in the air out into shallow center field. It's the shortstop out onto the grass to make the catch. And Mairano is retired for the first out in this bottom of the first inning. Defensively for Grafton post 92, it is Kyle Brown behind the plate, Ryan Shagnon at third, CJ Shagnon at short, Zach Thomas at second, and Aiden Thomas at first. Left to right in the outfield, CJ Skowronek, Charlie Law, and Landon Swain. I beg your pardon, Zach Otis at second base, not Zach Thomas, my apologies. Braden Lewis now at the plate. Lewis has been a little bit quiet by his standards in his last couple of games. The batting average, and this sort of highlights the point, has now dropped below the 600 mark on the season. He was batting well over 600 going into last week's action. It's now down to just a measly 545 with a 1706 OPS, 24 hits on the year for Lewis, which has featured 5 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, and 21 runs batted in. He's also scored 33 runs, and he has worked 21 walks now on the season to just 4 strikeouts. Taking all the way on a 3-0 pitch there. It just does nick the outside of the strike zone to bring the count to 3-1. Runner at first base with one down. Here is the pitch, and it's hit foul behind the third base bag. Out of the reach of Milford head coach Steve DeVito over in the third base coach's box. Steering for Oberg. Now comes set. Another full count. And the pitch. And that misses for ball 4. Maybe a little bit high. Pretty close pitch. But Lewis takes the walk. And so runners at first and second base now for Milford's RBI leader, Sam Schoenberg. His next RBI on the season will be number 30. 389 with the batting average, but he has come through with some big-time clutch hits through the middle stages of this season. Milford has been without one of their middle-of-the-order bats in recent games, as Jackson Fournier once again is out of the lineup tonight, as he was in the game against Shrewsbury. And so in Fournier's absence, Schoenberg has slid into this cleanup spot and has produced. He had that big 2-run inside the park home run against Shrewsbury last week. Milford's only played one game since that Shrewsbury matchup. And it was a loss that snapped a 9-game winning streak in a 7th-inning collapse back on July 2nd against Hudson on the road. So Milford is now 6-3 on the road. They are a perfect 8-0 here at Pheno. 3-0 pitch now to Schoenberg. He's taking all the way, and he takes ball 4. That will load up the bases. So Lewis, or Pedroli, I should say, the lead runner at third now. Lewis at second with Schoenberg at first. A hit and now a pair of walks in the inning. And an opportunity here for Joey McGee. McGee, .326 with the batting average. 43 at-bats now on the season. He has 14 hits. Up to 7 runs batted in. 18 runs scored. 13 walks to 5 Ks. Has been very good lately. Oberg right now struggling to find the strike zone. And McGee unloads on this pitch out to left field, and reaching up is Skowronek. He is able to make the catch. Pedroli tags at third base. He will score easily. It is a sacrifice fly for Joey McGee. That looked good off the bat, but Skowronek able to get back just in the nick of time, stuck that glove up, and made the catch. But McGee will get a run batted in on the sac fly, and it is now 1-0 Milford. With runners now at first and second base and a chance for Josh Bouchard. I don't believe we have seen Josh Bouchard in the lineup since our first game of the season against Cherry Valley. Bouchard had been working his way back from injury as he quickly finds himself behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. This is the 9th game that Bouchard has appeared in overall on the season. It's his 28th at bat. .407 with the average, so he's been productive when he's been in the lineup. And delivers this ball out towards center field. And on the run, Charlie Law moves in, able to make the catch for the out that will end the inning. So Halen Oberg was able to minimize the damage. The only run scored on the sacrifice fly for Joey McGee. And so at the close of 1 inning of play, it is Milford 1 and Grafton 0 on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Leading off for Grafton, number 25, the catcher, Kyle Byrne.
Back inside our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth for the start of the second inning. And Tyler Ballard's first pitch into the cleanup man, Kyle Brown, is fouled hard to the backstop. Milford loaded the bases with one out in their half of the first inning, able to get one run on a sac fly. They ended up stranding two runners on base. They lead it now 1-0. As the count evens now on Brown. Decent layoff for Tyler Ballard since the last time he was on the mound. As he jumps ahead here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. His last start was back on June 26th against Leominster. Ended up taking a no decision in that game. Milford won it in the late innings. Ballard went 4 2/3, allowed just 2 runs on 2 hits, walked 4 and struck out 6. Milford ended up with a 4-run inning in the bottom of the 5th to pull ahead, and they held on for a 5-2 win. As Ballard gets a swing and a miss here as Brown goes down. Second strikeout for Ballard. As we mentioned, Milford has not played a game since July 2nd. So they had a chance to enjoy some time off for the 4th of July weekend, and that ended up extending into the beginning part of this week. Milford was hoping to get some games in on Monday and Tuesday, some games that they already needed to make up from rainouts from earlier in the season, but Mother Nature would not allow that. Wild swing and a miss from Ryan Shagnon as the count evens at a ball and a strike. 18 pitches so far in an inning and a third of work for Ballard. So Milford still with 4 games left to play after this one wraps up today. As the count goes to 2-1, they will be back in action on the road tomorrow. They will play a doubleheader up at Tivnan Field. Right now it is scheduled that they will play Maine South at 5 p.m. and then they will play Vernon Hill at 7:30. I believe they even have an additional game against Maine South to make up. They have not yet played Maine South this season. That one is not on the schedule. Right now it's that doubleheader tomorrow between Maine South and Vernon Hill, and then Saturday the 11th, Milford will be home against Maine South, and then I do apologize. They do have that final game against Maine South scheduled for Monday the 13th here at Pheno at 7 p.m. as this ball is hit deep into foul territory down the right field side. Good effort for the combination of Wajda, McGee, and Lewis, but that falls between them. Full count now on Ryan Shagnon with the bases empty and 1 down in the top of the 2nd. So the season will come to an end in less than a week, and then the teams will turn their attention towards the postseason. Ryan Shagnon now waits for 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And he laces it out into center field. On comes Pedroli. Forward dive, able to make the catch and rob Shagnon of a hit. Excellent play for Nick Pedroli. And there are 2 outs now in the inning. Good read for Pedroli. Good close. And then into the dive to keep that ball off the turf. And haul in the 2nd out of the inning. Now Landon Swain at the plate. Down low for ball 1. Haven't had a chance to chat much with Coach DeVito about the playoffs this year. Of course, the playoffs had a new format last season leading up to the state tournament. We'll talk more about that as the ball game goes along, because this inning is over. Ground ball to second base. McGee flips it to Wajda. Swain is retired. And it's a 1-2-3 frame for Tyler Ballard. And we'll move on to the bottom of the second inning. It is still 1-0 Milford on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
You can support the Milford Legion Baseball Club by purchasing to our annual raffle. First prize is $1,000. Second prize is $500, and the third is $250. The drawing will take place at the annual team banquet in August, and you do not have to be present to win. A book of 6 tickets is $20 and can be purchased at a concession stand. Thank you for supporting Milford Legion Baseball.
Coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza. Tim Coet here with you on the call as we begin the home half of the second inning. Milford with an early 1-0 lead. As the pitch bounces into Cole McGovern, batters 7, 8, and 9 due up for Milford. McGovern, Wajda, and Iarusi against Halen Oberg. Lefty deals in his 30th pitch, and McGovern lines it out towards the right center field gap. It's down for a base hit, cut off quickly by the center fielder Law, and that will hold McGovern to a leadoff single. McGovern's been effective with the bat. He has earned more and more time in the lineup. This is now his 9th game appearing in the lineup. He's had just 12 at-bats, but so far hitting .667. And a leadoff base hit to start this inning, as now the pitch into Wajda is down in the dirt. McGovern does not advance. And so here is Brady Wajda. Showing bunt, pulls it back as the pitch misses low. Wajda 208 with the batting average. So trying to get it going here in the later part of the season. He has 5 hits on the year. 2 of them have been extra base hits, and he has driven in 4 runs. Able to hold up on the swing. So it is a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Wajda. Short lead at first base for McGovern as he is held on. The pitch from Oberg on the inside corner, good pitch. Comfortable conditions here at the field for this one. The lights are on, but still some sunshine splashing across the infield. Half swing from Wajda as that one is sent to the backstop over in the direction of Iarusi in the on-deck circle. Temperature right now at 79 degrees. Not much humidity, very comfortable conditions. Beautiful night here at the ballpark. Watched a blaze off on that pitch as he runs the count full. Milford has worked a lot of deep counts against Oberg so far tonight. Here's another 3-2, and it's hit over towards shortstop, and the catch is made there by Shagnon. Quick throw over towards first base, looking to double off McGovern, but he was able to get back to the bag. Hard contact from Wajda, but Shagnon was able to reach up and steal the hit.
Now at the plate, number 4, the catcher, Brady Iarusi.
So now 1 out in the inning with McGovern remaining at first base. Brady Iarusi tried to hold up on the swing. That must have cut in the nub of the bat. Foul ball for strike 1. Now an off-speed pitch that hugs the inside corner, and Iarusi quickly finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2 pitch, and it's sent in the air out to shallow center field. It's the second baseman racing out, makes a basket catch for the second out of the inning. And so that'll bring us back around to the top of the lineup, and Nick Pedroli already 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a run scored. Swings away at the first pitch and sends it in the air out to center field. Just a couple of steps in for Law as he makes the catch, and just like that, the inning is over. So Oberg able to pitch around that leadoff base hit for McGovern. We'll move on to the third inning, still 1-0 Milford. As we bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth, coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Leading off for Grafton at the top of the third inning, number 77, first baseman, Aiden Thomas.
Tyler Ballard right back on the hill to face the bottom third of the Grafton order. Just 1 hit, 1 brief base runner in the ball game so far for Grafton that was erased on a double play. So just the minimum batters faced through the first two. First pitch misses to the first baseman, Aiden Thomas, wearing the number 77. Some unusual numbers on this Grafton roster. Halen Oberg, the starting pitcher, wearing 45. Aiden Thomas, 77. There's also a 34. That's Storm Ellison. Some higher numbers than you tend to see in the Legion game. 2-0 pitch now for Ballard, and that is a hard foul ball at the plate. Not sure if that grabbed a piece of Iarusi. And we were talking about playoffs earlier. As you recall, last season, we broke away from the typical zone playoff format as the 2-1 pitch is bounced foul wide of third base, and instead we had playoff pods around the state that mixed up the different teams from different districts and ultimately produced a winner from those pods to move forward to the state championship. So it wasn't the typical district-specific representatives at the state tournament. Another foul ball off of the bat of Thomas as he puts on a lengthy at bat here. And that's how we ended up with matchups in the playoffs last year for Milford against Sheffield, and then, of course, the infamous battle with East Springfield that ended up in some fisticuffs and a suspended game, and ultimately a walk-off home run here at Fino Field for East Springfield that ended Milford's dreams of a playoff, of a state tournament berth after an undefeated regular season. 3-2 pitch is lifted in the air out to center field. Pedroli has it sized up. He makes the catch. And Thomas is retired. So I would assume that we're looking at a similar playoff picture this year. Of course, a little bit different stakes for Milford. And I'm sure if you talk to these players, I'm sure if you talk to Coach DeVito, they would all say the same thing, that they want to earn their place in the state tournament with a win in the playoffs. But of course, whether they do or not, as the host team, they will be guaranteed a spot in the state tournament that will be played here at Fino Field in just a couple of weeks. Starting on Saturday, July 25th, so just a little over 2 weeks from now. 0-1 pitch into Zach Otis is waved at and missed. Base is empty, 1 out, top of the third. Number 8 hitter at the plate. And the pitch from Ballard is fouled over the first base dugout and over the Fino concession stand out towards the front rows of the parking lot. Back into the windup. Another 0-2 pitch. This is carved to the opposite field. And a diving attempt for Lewis. He can't get to it. It rolls behind him, and that will allow Otis to wind up at second base. That's sliced off the bat, sinking quickly out into right field. Tumbling play for Lewis to try to make the catch. He couldn't snag it, and then it rolled off behind him. And so the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. We'll see how exactly the team scores that play. They do rule it a straight double, so no error on the play for Lewis. Number 9 hitter at the plate who takes a fastball down and in for ball 1, C.J. Skowronek, batting with the tying run at second base. Second hit of the game for Grafton. Hit column now is even. Lead at second base for Otis. Shortstop Schoenberg right behind the runner as the pitch misses, not by much, to bring the count to 2-0. How many times has Tyler Ballard taken this mound here at Pheno Field throughout his baseball career? As he delivers a fastball on the inside edge for a strike. Graduated with the class of 2025. Back now for one final season after his freshman year at Wheaton. And now blows a fastball by Skowronek to even the count at 2. We've really seen Ballard elevate his game this season. We saw him throughout his Scarlet Hawks career, often in a relief role. As that pitch misses high to fill the count. I also have seen him serve as a reliever for this Legion team in the early years of his season, but he has solidified a spot in the rotation and has really taken hold of the role of ace on this team the way he has pitched throughout this summer. About to deliver a 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And it is up and in for ball 4. That's the first walk surrendered by Ballard. But he allows the 8 and 9 hitters to reach. And so runners at first and second base with 1 out for Halen Oberg. Ballard's counterpart up for the second time. Singled on the first pitch of the game off of Ballard in the top of the first inning. Lays off the pitch here, but takes a strike. Ballard will look down to second base. Now the pitch high. 1-1. 43 pitches now for Ballard. Double play depth up the middle for Milford. As the pitch is swung on and missed. That one darted down and out of the strike zone. Oberg could not hold up on the swing. Ballard would certainly take a strikeout in this situation. Here is his 1-2 pitch. It's sent down the left field line, twisting off into foul territory, and that is out of play. Majorano over to give it a peek. Another 1-2, and again sent out towards left, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Played on a bounce by Pedroli. Here comes the runner around from second base, sliding into the plate with the tying run. And so Halen Oberg now 2 for 2 as he drops that one out of the reach of Majorano and Pedroli. RBI single to tie this game up at 1. So it was Zach Otis coming around from second base to score. Skowronek held up at second base, so reloaded with runners at first and second. Still 1 out in the inning now for C.J. Shagnon, who bounced into a double play his first time up. Ballard would take that again here as he is allowed a double, a walk, and now an RBI single to give up the lead. Now Shagnon sends a foul ball over towards the third base side. And the catch is made. And so the argument being made here by the Grafton coaching staff, it did appear that this catch was made by Cole McGovern beyond the chalk line that extends from the light pole out in left field to the corner of the third base dugout, which generally, at least when we cover high school games here, that is deemed to be out of play. But the home plate umpire ruling that ball caught for out number 2. Some argument put up by the Grafton coach, but we'll see what happens here. Now the umpires are going to get together. And so now, looking like they're going to move the runners up to second and third base, which has now drawn Coach DeVito out of the first base dugout. Can't say I quite understand what would prompt them to move up the runners, unless the argument is that McGovern caught the ball in play and then stepped out of play, and that automatically awards an additional base to the runners. That's the only explanation that would make any sense here. And so Coach DeVito is going to give up the argument. As now the home plate umpire is going to come back over to the Grafton side. The head coach for Grafton Post 92 is Derek Brown, assisted by John Shagnon. And so now the runners are retreating back to first and second base. And so not a lot of conviction here amongst the umpiring crew. The last thing you want to see is calls being changed back and forth. So in the end now it seems we will revert back to the original way the play was called, which is a foul out for C.J. Shagnon.
Now batting number 2, the center fielder, Charlie Law.
The runners remain at first and second base. Skowronek, the lead runner at second. Halen Oberg at first. 2 outs now. And Charlie Law at the plate, 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at bat. The pitch from Ballard is a fastball swung on and missed. Hesitation here from Ballard. Now the 0-1. That's at the knees for a called strike. Grafton fans here on the third base side still mulling over the decision there from the umpires. Meanwhile, an 0-2 from Ballard, and this is lifted in the air out to left field. Long run in for Majorano. He gets there to make the catch for the out. That retires the side. So in the end, Ballard able to get out of the inning with just the 1-run scoring. But that RBI single for Halen Oberg has tied the ball game. It is now 1 apiece as we move on to the bottom of the third inning here on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Milford Legion Baseball Club would like to recognize our executive partners, Alice Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth, East Coast Milford's Flatbread. We'd also like to thank our faculty members, Fraser Lines of Service, Imperial Cars, Royal Thermal Beer,
participating in our game day 50/50 raffle tickets. They can be purchased at the gate area, and also representatives will be coming around the stands. Thank you for supporting Legion Baseball. With the score tied at 1, leading off for Milford in the bottom of the third inning, number 20, left fielder Ben Majorano.
Ben Majorano leading off the bottom of the third inning for Milford in this game that is now tied at a run apiece. Halen Oberg back on the mound as this ball is bounced through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Majorano picks up his first hit of the game, third Milford hit. And so Milford has enjoyed a leadoff base hit in each inning so far, but only one run to show for it so far. As this pitch misses inside, pops out of the glove of Kyle Brown, but no advance for Majorano at first. Must have not gotten a great read on the ball. Braden Lewis now at the plate. He walked his first time up. And now hits a hard ground ball foul down the third base line. The last time these two teams met, the first couple of innings were quiet, but the offense has picked up in a big way starting in the third inning. There are 23 total runs scored from the third inning on in the meeting back on June 18th. As Lewis takes a called strike, the count evens at 2-2. That was a game that Grafton ended up walking off with a 12-11 win. Ended up as a slugfest as Lewis pounds this ball foul down the left field side. Milford scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th in that game to take, at the time, an 11-9 lead into the 7th inning. But Grafton ended up scoring 3 times in their half of the inning to walk off with the win. And it ended up being Charlie Law with the deciding blow, an RBI walk-off double. It ended up as a bases clearing double to walk off with the win. Milford used Brady Wajda, Cole McGovern, Jordan Martirano, and Nick Pedroli on the mound in that game. It was Pedroli who ended up picking up the loss, pitching the last inning in 2/3 of relief. It's a full count now on Lewis. 51st pitch of the game is a called strike 3. Runner was off with the pitch. Majorano able to steal second base as Lewis, with a rare strikeout,
Now on the plate Schoenberg.
It's just the 5th strikeout of the season for Lewis. And so 1 out in the inning. Milford does have the go-ahead run in scoring position. And an 0-1 count now on Sam Schoenberg, who walked his first time at the plate. And now lifts this ball out to right field. Moving over slightly to his left is Swain. He makes the catch. Majorano will tag, and he will advance to third base with now 2 outs in the inning. Schoenberg retired. And so another RBI opportunity for Joey McGee, who has the only Milford run batted in so far. It came on a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Milford has stranded 3 runners on base through the first 2 innings. Hoping to bring this man in from third as McGee takes the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 53 pitches thrown in the game so far for Halen Oberg. The 0-1 misses low. Held on to by the catcher to keep that runner at third. Wind up and the pitch. Waved at and missed. As McGee went fishing after that pitch down and out of the zone. Trying to hang tough now with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Lefty to the set. Pitch. That's down and in. McGee with a good take. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Majorano inching into a lead from third base as that pitch misses up and away. McGee clearing his arms out of the way of that pitch as the count now runs full. This game now an hour old. The payoff pitch from Oberg is swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Halen Oberg, and he strands Majorano at third. Milford has now stranded 4 through the early innings, and we will move on to the 4th, where it is still Milford 1 and Grafton 1 here on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
score tied at 1 at the top of the 4th inning. Leading off for Grafton, number 25, the catcher, Kyle Brown.
Let's go, KB. Let's go, kids.
One run, 3 hits, no errors for Milford. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Grafton. As we begin the top of the 4th inning with a called strike dealt from Tyler Ballard into Kyle Brown. Batters 4, 5, and 6 due up for post 92. As this pitch is looped foul over the backstop and out of play. This is the second year in District 4 for Grafton. Had some struggles last year. As meanwhile, Ballard makes quick work of Brown. He strikes him out on 3 pitches. That's the second time Brown has struck out. It's the 3rd K now for Tyler Ballard. First out here in the 4th. Last year, Grafton finished 7-13 on the season. They finished 8th in District 4 last season, so they have already surpassed their win total from last year. They have been a much more competitive team. It didn't start out that way. They had a rough start to the season. They lost 4 out of their first 5 games. As Ryan Shagnon sends the ball just out onto the left field grass, where Schoenberg is able to make the play for out number 2. Ryan Shagnon retired. Landon Swain now coming up with 2 outs in the inning. But since that 1-4 start, this team has really clicked. They have won 8 out of their last 9 games. That has elevated them to 5th place in the District 4 standings. They're now 9-5 overall on the season. And of course, as they continue to heat up after that poor start, that included that resilient come-from-behind victory against Milford at their home ballpark. After Milford earned lopsided victories in both regular season meetings against Grafton in their inaugural season in District 4 last year. But they have been a competitive team this season. It's been great to see. And in the midst of a tight ball game here at Pheno tonight, 2 outs deep in the top of the 1st inning, but a 3-0 count now on the number 6 man, Landon Swain. Grounded out to second base in his first at bat, now takes a strike. Ballard back into the windup. 3-1 pitch, that is low for ball 4. So Ballard had just walked 4 batters total in his previous 4 appearances. He's walked 2 here tonight. That walk denies him the 1-2-3 inning and will give Aiden Thomas a chance to come to the plate. He starts off ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. He flew out to center field his first time up. Could not draw up a better summer night than the one we are experiencing here at Pheno tonight. As Thomas sends this one over to the left side, it's scooped up by McGovern. Sends a good throw across the diamond in time to retire Thomas and retire the side in this top of the 4th inning. Grafton strands a runner. They've stranded 3 through their first 4 innings. So on to the bottom of the 4th we go. Coverage is live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. You are watching Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Massachusetts Real Estate Group, Oliva's Market, Patriot Growth Insurance, Restaurant 45, Whitensville Monument Works, and Brothers Tavern. Now for our Legion Baseball usage. Area Glass, Viva Sergeant Funeral Home, Citrus Scott Real, Consigli and Ruggiero Funeral Home, Craft Roots Brewing,
Josh Bouchard to lead off the home half of the fourth. And he goes around on the swing on the check down to the infield umpire. Halen Oberg, now in his fourth inning on the mound. Deals a called strike on the outside edge to make it an 0-2 count. And now too far inside as Bouchard jackknifes out of the way. Bouchard with a fly out his first time up. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Bouchard aggressively going after that elevated fastball. And he strikes out. That's 3 Ks to the last 4 Milford batters. One out in the inning now for Cole McGovern. He is 1 for 1. Led off the second inning with a single, but could not advance from there. Oberg going toe-to-toe with Tyler Ballard through the early innings of this game. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that bounces in the dirt. McGovern having to spin out of the way. Slipping out of the hand of Halen Oberg. He has a smile on his face after he uncorked that wild one. 2 balls and no strikes. As McGovern takes that one low. Three balls and no strikes. As Oberg kicks and deals and leaves it high. 4-pitch walk after the strikeout. Three walks now for Oberg. He has been fortunate so far that the walks have not come back to hurt. He walked back-to-back hitters in the first inning to load the bases, and neither of those came around to score. Now walking McGovern with 1 out. Brady Wajda now at the plate, and that's 5 straight out of the strike zone for Oberg. And Wajda now with a line drive out to center field. That is down for a hit. McGovern touches second base and holds there. Bottom of the order trying to spark a rally in this bottom of the fourth. McGovern with the walk, now Wajda with a single. Brady Iarusi now coming to the dish. Iarusi 0 for 1 tonight. Popped out to second base his first time up. Recently, Brady Iarusi and Adam DeBoek were selected to play in the Massachusetts American Legion All-Star Sophomore Junior Showcase. Now, that game was scheduled to be played at Adams Field in Quincy on Monday. I'm not sure if that game was successfully played with the rain that rolled through on Monday, but certainly an honor for both Iarusi and DeBoek to be part of that. Off-speed pitch is in to make the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Iarusi. Runners leading away from first and second base. The pitch, and Iarusi goes chasing. He strikes out. Now, Oberg continues to pile up the strikeouts here over these last 2 innings. That's 4 Ks over the last two frames. 2 outs now in the inning, and the third plate appearance now for Nick Pedroli. He swings at the first pitch and loops it foul out of play. Pedroli 1 for 2. He singled back in the first inning and scored the lone Milford run so far. Another opportunity here with traffic on the bases for Milford. They have had runners on in every inning. Here's the 0-1, and it's sent down the first base side foul. Pedroli aggressive in this at bat. And he's down 0-2. Oberg trying to strand 2 more runners as he comes to the set. 0-2 pitch, and that is outside. Next one on the way to Pedroli. That comes inside. It nicks Pedroli. No pun intended. And that will send Pedroli down to first base. And will give Milford a 2-out bases loaded opportunity with Ben Majorano coming to the plate. Coaching staff out of the Grafton dugout. And it'll be a full conference on the mound amongst the entire infield before Majorano comes to the plate. Milford now with the tying run at third base for the second straight inning. They have the go-ahead run at second, or I beg your pardon, the go-ahead run at third. And overall, the bases loaded. And 4 runners stranded so far in the game. Milford hasn't been able to come through with the big hit quite yet. As the conference breaks up, Oberg crouched down on the mound before he readies himself to face Ben Majorano. Ben 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to lead off last inning, stole second base, but was ultimately stranded at third. He swings at the first pitch, sends it to third base. That gets by Shagnon. 1 run comes in. They'll wave another run around from third base. It is a 2-run single for Ben Majorano. He comes through in the clutch as McGovern and Wajda both score. And Milford retakes the lead. It is 3-1. That ball quickly got past Shagnon at third. As Majorano going after the first pitch. A lot of these hitters in this inning have been aggressive going after the first pitch on Oberg. Not this time, as Braden Lewis takes the pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. Clutch base hit for Majorano, his second hit of the game. It drives in 2 runs. Pedroli is now the lead runner at second base with Majorano at first. A 2-0 pitch to Lewis is hit down the left field side into foul territory. Skowronek goes as far as he can, but that is out of play. Looks like Grafton has some activity warming up in their bullpen. Oberg up to 81 pitches now. As he comes to the set. 2-1 to Lewis, is pulverized in the air down the left field side. It has home run distance, but it is a foul ball. Back-to-back deep drives to left for Lewis, but he's pulled them both. Trying to keep them between the lines here as now the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lewis a walk and a strikeout so far tonight. 2-2 pitch. Low for ball 3, blocked out in front by Kyle Brown. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And runners at first and second base. 2 runs home so far in the inning for Milford. Looking for more. Here is the payoff pitch as the runners go. Lewis again tags it down the left field line and sends it right off the light pole. Some vicious hacks in this at bat for Lewis, leaving a dent in that left field light pole. Lewis back up at the dish. Another 3-2 pitch upcoming. Here it is. And this time he fights it off out towards shortstop. It's scooped up there by C.J. Shagnon. Fires it over to first to get it there in time for the out that ends the inning. So Milford will strand 2 more, but they get the clutch 2-out hit from Ben Majorano. And Milford back in front in this game now by a score of 3-1 as we move on to the 5th inning when we return next on this live coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV, presented by Rail Trail.
Now pitching for Milford, number 9, Josh Giancola.
So Tyler Ballard's day on the mound is done.
Leading off, number 77.
Out after 4 innings pitched, just 62 pitches thrown. Allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 3. He gives away now to Josh Giancola, who will face the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the Grafton lineup. It is Zach Otis leading off the inning. So Giancola making a relief appearance. It is his first relief appearance on the season. His previous 3 appearances on the pitcher's mound had all been starts. And he falls behind Zach Otis here, 3 balls and a strike. Giancola missed some time with injury. He had a short start a couple of weeks ago where he only lasted a third of an inning. Overall on the season has pitched 10 1/3 innings. Again, had made 3 starts on the season prior to this relief appearance, a 1-1 record. The 2.03 ERA. Eight hits allowed on the season, 3 earned runs, 7 walks to 7 Ks. Opposing batters hitting .222 on the season off of Giancola. About to throw a 3-2 pitch here to Otis. Here it is. And it's fouled away over the lawn chairs down the right field side. So perhaps some load management here for Coach DeVito in this game, not wanting the pitch count to pile up too much for Ballard. As Giancola thought he had a strikeout there as the foul tip went in and out of Iarusi's mitt, so another chance here for Otis. He'll be followed by C.J. Skowronek and then the leadoff man, Halen Oberg. Another 3-2, and it's another foul ball fought off out of play. A 9-pitch at bat here for Zach Otis to greet Giancola. Here's the payoff, and it's down in the dirt for ball 4. Eight and 9 hitters have been a problem tonight. Otis had doubled and come around to score what at the time was the tying run in the 3rd inning. Now he walks here. Now the number 9 hitter, Skowronek, he walked his first time up. All of that was against the starter, Ballard. As now this ball is bunted down the third base line. It's a good one. The only play is at first, and they're able to get it there in time. Good charge by McGovern. Good accurate throw to first. But it'll go as a sacrifice for Skowronek. It pushes the runner into scoring position with 1 out. McGovern has shown off a good arm over at third base tonight. He gets the out. Otis now at second base with 1 down. Third plate appearance for Oberg as he again will test McGovern. A little bit of a bobble, now rushes the throw to first base, and it pulls Wajda off the bag. Everyone will be safe as Otis was able to move on to third. So a little bit of the broadcaster's jinx there on Cole McGovern, as this time he had just a little bit of trouble getting that ball into the glove, forced him to rush the throw to first base, and Wajda did the right thing, came off the bag to make sure that ball stayed in play. That should go as the first error of the ball game. Is indeed an E5. So now runners at the corners, representing the tying runs, as now C.J. Shagnon pops this ball up in foul territory. Iarusi gives it a look, but that goes over the third base dugout. Travels out of play. So a leadoff walk and an error. Put runners at the corners for Grafton as they try to fight back here in the 5th. A 1 pitch to Shagnon on the outside corner for strike 2. CJ tonight has hit into a 4-6-3 double play and popped out in foul ground to the third baseman. A play that had a little bit of controversy with it that resulted in the umpires changing a call and then changing it back as the pitch is a strike. The runners then take off. Milford rolls the dice with a throw down to second base, and it backfires as the courtesy runner for Oberg took off on the pitch. He gets safely into second base with a steal, and then meanwhile, as Iarusi released that throw down to second base, Otis broke for the plate. He's able to come in and score. And it is now a 3-2 ball game with the tying run at second base and 2 outs. And meanwhile, Charlie Law, first pitch swinging, sends it in the air out towards center field. Pedroli is able to look it into the glove for the out that concludes the inning, but a little bit of sloppiness there from Milford on that stolen base play allows Grafton to scratch a run across in the inning. So it is back to a 1-run ball game. Milford leading 3-2 as we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning next here on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV. Get ready to celebrate with our friends at the Rail Trail Flatbread Company starting this Sunday, July 12th. Their Celebrate Rum menu arrives in Milford for a limited time, July 12th through 18th. You can enjoy a lineup of tropical-inspired food and handcrafted rum cocktails. Some of the food specials include sweet chili chicken wings, grilled mahi-mahi bowl, Cubano flatbread, and pineapple upside-down cake. Some outstanding cocktails as part of this promotion as well. Again, just a limited time, July 12th to 18th, so make sure to get down to the Rail Trail Flatbread Company at their Milford location on Main Street. Not a better night all summer to sit out on Rail Trail's patio than tonight. Just perfect conditions to be outside. It's been a treat to be out here at Pheno and enjoying a very competitive ball game, back down to just a 1-run margin. It's 3-2 Milford into the bottom of the 5th. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for Milford. Sam Schoenberg jumping ahead in the count, 3-1, takes that one for a strike. Halen Oberg back out on the mound for a 5th inning of work. He's now thrown 90 pitches as he deals that one in the dirt for ball 4. The way the bottom of the 4th inning went, you would have thought that Oberg would have been out of this game before Ballard. He ends up coming out, and in the end it looks like he's only going to face one more batter as now the coaching staff comes out. It looks like Oberg will get the hook here as Coach Derek Brown comes out. Still just a conversation at this point. And so Oberg talks his way into staying in this game, at least for the time being, now at 91 pitches. Walks the leadoff batter in the inning. It's his 4th walk of the game. And so now here is Joey McGee looking for his first hit tonight. Does have an RBI on a sac fly that came back in the first inning. Shows bunt here, drops it down the first base line. And they throw to first base. It does not appear to be in time. Looks like McGee was able to beat it out. That was just a perfect bunt down the first base line. It was so good, McGee nearly got hit by the ball as he came down the line himself, but forced the pitcher to come over to the line to make the play. That ball stayed in fair territory, and McGee able to beat the throw to first base. And that will now be the night for Oberg after allowing the bunt single to McGee. Gets a round of applause from the Grafton fans over by the third base dugout. So pitching change here. Looks like Danny Rocktis will come into the game. So 4+ innings out of Halen Oberg. He ends up allowing 3 runs on 5 hits. Can make it 6 hits with that bunt base hit from McGee that chased him from the game. So in total, 3 runs on 6 hits, 4 walks, and 4 Ks. Still responsible for Schoenberg at second, McGee at first. And so now Danny Rocktis will come into the game. Taking a look at the pitching stats for Rocktis on the season. He's thrown 7 1/3 innings so far. He has pitched exclusively out of the bullpen. He's faced 35 batters on the season, has a 2-1 record. Has a 0 ERA. No earned runs allowed on the season, 4 runs, but none of them earned. On 8 hits, he's walked 4 and struck out 6. With opposing batters hitting .276 off of Rocktis on the season. So now he will face Josh Bouchard, who takes a big cut at that first pitch. And meanwhile, immediately, Kyle Brown calls timeout, wants to get on the same page with the new pitcher. So again, a different kind of ball game this time around between these two teams, feeling like a playoff game. Every at-bat has been important. As the count evens now to Bouchard, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's looking for his first hit tonight. He flew out to center field in the first and then struck out swinging in the 4th. He led off that 4th inning. It's the only inning that Milford has not put the leadoff man on base. Bouchard now sends this ball out towards right center field. On the move, Charlie Law, the center fielder, able to make the catch and then fires a strike all the way in the air into third base that holds the runners. Excellent play by Law out in center field, ranging far to his left. He makes the catch and then unleashed a pitch-perfect throw to third base that forced Schoenberg to hold up at the second base bag. Great play for the first out of the inning. And now here is Cole McGovern. He has been on base twice tonight. But first, Rocktus looping off of the pitcher's mound to look Schoenberg back to the second base bag. And now delivers one that just misses to McGovern. McGovern singled in the second, walked and scored last inning. I beg your pardon, collected a bunt base hit in his at-bat last inning. And meanwhile, Brown struggling to get on the same page with Rocktus. Another mound visit here with a 1-ball, no-strike count on McGovern. McGovern digging back in at the plate. Two balls and no strikes now. Next one from Rocktus. That is in for a strike. And now a pitch down low. Three ball, one strike count now. As McGovern goes after this pitch, bounces it towards second. The flip to second base will get one out there. That is all Grafton will get. Second baseman a little frustrated on that play. Not sure if he was frustrated at the runner or frustrated that the shortstop didn't try to make that throw over to first base to get the double play. They secure the out at second. So McGee is erased. McGovern reaches on the fielder's choice, so it's now runners at the corners with 2 outs in the inning. Looking for a pick-me-up from Brady Wajda, who takes the first pitch for a strike. Wajda singled and scored last inning. Milford looking to tack on to this lead. They briefly held a 2-run lead, back down to 1. And Wajda with a big swing and a miss. Next inning, we'll take a peek at the other games going on around District 4 tonight. But first, a 1-2 pitch to Wajda. It's in the dirt with the runner taking off from first. Grafton does not attempt to throw, so the defensive indifference puts McGovern at second base, 2 in scoring position. And a 2-2 pitch. Wajda fights it off foul. Long look in here for Danny Rocktus. Now comes to the set. 2-2 pitch. And just able to get a piece. Wajda rolls it over towards the first base dugout. Another 2-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. And Wajda holds up this time as the pitch misses outside. So 3-2 now. 15 pitches thrown in this inning for Danny Rocktis. Here is the payoff. And watched a swings and misses. And so Rocktis is able to get out of the jam with no runs scoring. And so that will do it for the 5th inning. We move on to the 6th here in our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. And it is a 3-2 lead for Milford over Grafton as we bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. Back with more in just a moment here on Milford TV.
Leading off in Maine South in the top of the 6th inning, number 25, the catcher, Kyle Brown.
Josh Giancola out for his 2nd inning of relief. As we enter the top of the 6th inning, Milford with 3 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. Grafton 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Kyle Brown leading things off for Grafton, and a good fastball from Giancola dots the outside corner to even the count at 1. And now a foul ball hit hard to the backstop as the count goes to 1-2. As promised, we'll take a look at what's going on around District 4 tonight. First a 1-2 pitch, that is high. Just 3 games in total, this one included. One of them has already gone final. Northbridge visiting Vernon Hill and earning a very lopsided 17-1 victory. As Brown swings and misses, Giancola gets him. It's the 3rd K on the night for Brown. Frustrating night at the plate. 5th strikeout in total for Milford pitching. We don't have an update from the other game in District 4. That is Framingham visiting Maine South, set to begin at 7:30. No live updates on that one. One 0 count now on Ryan Shagnon, who is 0 for 2 today. Jumping out of the way of that pitch, but it hits the inside corner. 1-1 count, 23 pitches in relief for Giancola. I know when we talked to Coach DeVito last week before the Shrewsbury game, he had mentioned that he had a lot of players nursing some nagging injuries. Giancola was one of them. It was a little surprising to see Josh appear out of the bullpen the day before Milford has a doubleheader on tap, as this ball is hit down in the dirt, and that came back up and caught Shagnon in the mouth. He is in some pain and also frustrated, as right now both coaches are out to check on Shagnon. Milford bringing a medical kit out as they look at Shagnon's teeth. Mouth bloodied. We'll keep that off of our camera view, but certainly some concern here over the teeth of Ryan Shagnon. His dad is one of the coaches on this team. As Derek Brown, the head coach, assisted by John Shagnon. And so Coach DeVito, Coach Cormier on the Milford side, helping out Shagnon now. The Grafton coaching staff taking over as they try to stop the bleeding. Looks like Shagnon is okay. Right now the coach has a sort of half smile as he deals with the injury. So an injury timeout here. And so, you know, we talked earlier about playoffs, and you're not quite sure yet how that playoff picture will look once the regular season comes to an end. But regardless of how things turn out for zone playoffs, playoff pods, however the ultimate playoff format plays out to decide those final 8 teams that will enter the 2026 Massachusetts State Tournament, we know one of those 8 teams will be Milford, as they will serve as the host team for the state tournament. Again, it will begin on Saturday, July 25th here at Pheno Field. As is the custom, the host team plays in the evening game, and we can tell you now that Milford TV will be here for all of Milford's games in the state tournament. This will be our final coverage of the regular season for Milford. We have some staff vacations coming up in the next couple of weeks, so we will be monitoring Milford's progress through the early part of the playoffs from afar, but we will be back locked and loaded for the state tournament. We will be here on Saturday, July 25th to bring you Milford's first state tournament game, and we will be back here for every game that Milford plays in the state tournament. Very excited to once again have live state tournament coverage for you across our Milford TV platform. So make sure you tune in to all of those state tournament games. We'll keep you updated on social media for the start times for all of those state tournament games. And of course, this is not the first time that Milford has hosted the state tournament. It is actually the 3rd time that Milford will host the state tournament within the last decade or so. It started back in 2017. Milford hosted the state tournament. Milford made it to the state championship game in 2017, ultimately fell to Braintree. They hosted again in 2019, where Milford made it to day 4 of the tournament before bowing out. And so this will be the 3rd time now in recent years hosting here at Pheno Field. It is a perfect venue for state tournament action, as now back at the plate, Shagnon sends a slow roller back up the middle. The throw over to first base gets there just in time. So after some medical attention, Ryan Shagnon stays in there and ends up grounding out on a ball that glanced off of Giancola's glove, but he was able to recover in time to get the out. It goes 1-3 over to first. So after a little bit of an injury delay, now 2 outs in the inning. And Landon Swain about to make his 3rd plate appearance of the night. Now, meanwhile, Milford TV was present for all of Milford's games in those previous state tournaments in which they were the host team in 2019 and 2017. And we've gone back into our archives. We've pulled those games back out. And we will be airing all of the 2017 and 2019 state tournament games played here at Pheno Field on our educational channel and our Verizon HD channel in the weeks now leading up to the 2026 state tournament. So you can tune in on either Comcast or Verizon in the next couple of weeks and enjoy reliving those games. Some of them better to relive than others. Certainly a lot of exciting moments. Again, making it to that state championship game in 2017 against Braintree. They beat Shrewsbury en route to that state championship game. As this ball is hit down the first base line, it is played cleanly by Wajda. He takes it to the first base bag unassisted to retire Swain, and it ends up as a 1-2-3 sixth inning for Josh Giancola. He has pitched well out of the bullpen, so we will move on to the home half of the sixth that is still Milford 3 and Grafton 2 on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Well, and another good sign that Milford is getting healthy as the season goes along. We see an at-bat here for Gavin Metcalf, a returning post-59 player who had been absent through the early stretch of the season as he recovered from a leg injury. Now pinch hitting in place of Brady Iarusi, who had been 0 for 2. So this is just the second at bat on the season for Metcalf, looking for his first hit. So maybe just coming back in the Hudson game that Milford played. It was their last game on July 2nd. He's down in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. Fights that one off to stay alive. Danny Rocktis out for another inning of relief work. Deals that pitch too low. Metcalf ready to see the 1-2 offering now. Holds up on the swing, but takes strike 3. Second strikeout for Rocktis since coming into the game. Again, he did a nice job after Halen Oberg had allowed a walk and a bunt base hit to start the bottom of the 5th inning. He was able to get the final 3 outs of that inning, stranding runners on base and keeping this a 3-2 ball game. Milford would love some insurance here to take into the 7th inning as they go back to the top of their lineup once again, and a 2-ball no-strike count on Nick Pedroli. He's been on base twice, a single and a hit by pitch. It takes a pitch right at the bottom of the strike zone there. More patient approach here for Pedroli. We have seen him swinging early and often in counts in his previous at-bats against the Grafton starter. Goes after this pitch and fouls it away. Two balls and 2 strikes, 1 down, and the base is empty. The pitch to Pedroli is hit hard down the left field line. And that is foul. And not too far away from our third base camera operator, Maya Lizaldi, who was fortunate that that ball went over her head. And meanwhile, Rocktis comes back to strike out Pedroli. Back-to-back Ks in the inning. Got an outstanding crew bringing you this action tonight. Our community event coordinator, Chase Pettinelli, on directing duty for the game tonight. Patrick Garapi manning our camera down the first base line. Maya Lizaldi bringing you the action from the third base side. And Cairo Barlow perched right next to the first base dugout to bring you some up-close and personal looks out on the field. We've had some outstanding work on our Legion coverage all season long. We've had some great community volunteers helping out. Maya coming to us as a new volunteer for this summer. Cairo coming back to us. Had been a volunteer a few years back. So happy to have them with us as Majorano sends a bounding ball to shortstop. And CJ Shagnon unable to make the play cleanly, and that allows Majorano to reach. Keep the inning alive for Braden Lewis. Lewis has taken some absolutely vicious swings in this game tonight. And this time will take a pitch that grazed him on the forearm. So he'll head down to first, and all of a sudden Milford will have 2 on here with 2 outs and a chance for Schoenberg. So Majorano reaches on the E6. Lewis on the hit by pitch. And Schoenberg, who has picked up his share of 2-out RBIs on this season, and he'll have a chance now with 2 in scoring position as that first pitch bounced in the dirt. The runners got a great read. Majorano and Lewis immediately took off, both advanced without a throw. And so runners at second and third now, and a 1-0 count on Schoenberg. It's worked a couple of walks in the game today. Ahead here, 2 balls and no strikes. Rocktis can pitch conservatively to Schoenberg with first base open. He goes after this pitch and sends it out to left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit, and 2 runs will score as Schoenberg cruises into second base with a 2-out, 2-run double. He comes through in the clutch again, and Milford gets the insurance they needed. They now take a 5-2 lead. over and over again this season. Schoenberg just with ice in his veins in these big situations. Milford's first extra base hit of the night. And it comes with 2 outs in the 6th to push across 2 big runs. That wild pitch certainly playing a big role as well, allowing both runners to advance into scoring position. So now it's Schoenberg, the lone runner at second. McGee at the plate. That swing and a miss brings the count to 1-1. McGee reaching on a beautiful bunt base hit his last time up. Also has an RBI tonight. One pitch from Rocktis is a line drive back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Schoenberg rounding third base. The throw will be late to the plate. It's an RBI single for Joey McGee, his second run batted in of the night. And Milford now with a 6-2 advantage. Some big time 2-out hitting in this inning. It had been a frustrating night for the most part for this Milford offense. They had stranded 8 runners on base through the first 6 innings, but cleaning things up here in the bottom of the 6th. A 3-run inning so far. And now a 4-run lead, at least, to carry into the 7th inning. Josh Bouchard wants to keep the offense rolling here. He's hitless so far on the night, a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. And sends a sinking line drive out to right field. It's down for a base hit. McGee hustling around second base. He will get to third. The 3rd straight hit in the 6th inning for Milford. And Milford now with runners at the corners, with Cole McGovern coming to the plate. All of this developed after Danny Rocktis had struck out Gavin Metcalf and Nick Pedroli to start this inning. It looked like it had the potential to be the first 1-2-3 inning for Grafton pitching tonight, but the error at shortstop for C.J. Shagnon opened up the floodgates. The hit by pitch followed, and now 3 straight hits have allowed Milford to score 3. And now McGovern at the plate with runners at the corners. He takes ball 1. So all of these runs will be unearned on Danny Rocktis. One-0 pitch. Misses for ball 2. McGovern's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. A single, a walk, and he reached on a fielder's choice. And now ahead in the count, 3-0. Back to the set and the pitch. That's on the inside corner. Rocktis now up to 44 pitches. The 3-1 back to that same spot to fill the count. Payoff pitch as the runner takes off from first, and McGovern fouls it away. None of these fans have left. It's been a tight ball game throughout. Milford giving themselves a little breathing room here with this 6th inning rally. Can they tack on any more? Another 3-2 pitch, and it's taken outside for ball 4. So McGovern reaches for the 4th time, his 2nd walk. It's the first walk allowed by Danny Rocktis, the fifth overall for Grafton pitching. And so now another pitching change here for post 92 as Rocktis cannot close the door. So Cam Megna will come in to pitch. One and 2/3 innings of relief for Danny Rocktis. Ends up allowing 3 hits, 3 runs, but none of them earned. 1 walk and 2 Ks. And he is responsible for all 3 runners on as Milford is about to send their 9th batter to the plate in this 6th inning. Will be Brady Wajda to face Megna. Not a lot of warm-up pitches needed for Megna, the lefty ready to go against the right-handed batter Brady Wajda. And he immediately sends a pickoff throw to first base that pulled Aiden Thomas behind the bag. Not the time to uncork a wild pickoff throw with the bases loaded. And meanwhile, they will call the balk on Cam Megna, so the run will score. Everyone moves up, so McGee crosses the plate with the 7th Milford run. Bouchard advances to 3rd, McGovern down to 2nd. That run charged to Rocktis as Megna drops in a called strike. So Megna immediately preoccupied with the runners on base, and it costs him as he commits the balk. Now sends an off-speed pitch high to even the count to Wajda. Wajda tonight 1 for 3 with a single. Takes that pitch on the inner edge. 1 and 2 now. And now the 1-2 pitch from Megna is swung on and missed. So able to come out of the bullpen and get the strikeout to end the inning. Does allow 1 more inherited run to score on the balk. So Milford plates 4 in the bottom of the 6th inning to take this from a 1-run lead to a 5-run cushion. Milford looking to close the door on another victory. We'll see the top of the 7th inning when we return next here on Milford TV. Josh Giancola now with a cushion as he comes out for his third inning of relief. Save opportunity if he gets these final 3 outs. Tyler Ballard pitched the first 4, allowed 1 run on 3 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 3. Giancola through his first 2 innings of relief allowed a run to score last inning on a double steal play, but has not allowed a hit since coming out of the bullpen. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. Grafton has not had a hit since the 3rd inning. Got a couple of runners on in the top of the 5th, and ultimately that double steal play allowed 1 run to score, as meanwhile Aiden Thomas, or I beg your pardon, Cam Megna batting in place of Thomas with a strikeout to open up this 7th inning. It's the 3rd strikeout for Giancola. And now Zach Otis. He's been on base twice, a double and a walk. Both times he has been on, he has scored, so he has scored all of the Grafton runs tonight. Foul ball to make it a 1-ball, 1-strike count. We talked about the bullpen collapse that Milford had against Grafton when they played them earlier this season. They ended up having a very similar game in their most recent one against Hudson. They took a lead into the 7th inning, but the bullpen could not get an out in the bottom of the 7th, and ultimately allowed a big rally for Hudson to walk off with the win. It snapped a 9-game winning streak for Milford. That was all it took for Leominster to jump back on top in the District 4 standings. So Milford looking to get back in the win column here tonight. They've gotten very good relief work out of Giancola. 2-ball, 2-strike count now against Zach Otis. And the pitch swung on and missed. Excellent fastball. Blows it by Otis. Back-to-back Ks for Giancola. 7 strikeouts now for Milford pitching. Giancola now surpassing Tyler Ballard's total from his 4 innings of work. Milford 1 out away from the win as Giancola continues to pump in strikes. As he deals strike 1 into CJ Skowronek. And Skowronek doesn't pull the trigger on the swing, but that pitch hits the bottom of the zone, and now 1 strike away. As Giancola goes back into the windup, the 0-2 pitch, and it's upstairs for ball 1. Right back into the windup. 1-2 offering, and that is swung on and missed. And that is your ball game. An emphatic end for Josh Giancola as he strikes out the side in order in this 7th inning. 5 strikeouts in 3 superb innings of relief for Josh Giancola. And Milford does indeed get right back in the win column as they defeat Grafton here tonight by a final score of 7-2. The victory will go to Tyler Ballard, who pitched 4 strong innings. So he will improve to 3-0 on the season. Giancola will pick up his first save of the season in his first relief appearance as he went 3 excellent innings to cap off this win. The offense able to come alive in that 6th inning to make things a little more comfortable. And a solid win overall as these two teams split their regular season meetings. So as we start to wrap things up on the broadcast here tonight, again, this is our final regular season game for Milford on our Milford TV coverage. And so just to look ahead to how the schedule will wind down for Milford, they have doubleheader action coming up tomorrow. They will be up at Tivnan Field in Worcester, taking on Maine South at 5 o'clock, then Vernon Hill at 7:30. And then their final 2 games of the season will come here at Pheno Field. They'll play Framingham at 7 p.m. on Saturday the 11th, and then they'll close out the regular season on Monday, July 13th against Maine South with a 7 p.m. first pitch. And then it will be on to the playoffs and eventually on to the 2026 state tournament that will be hosted here at Pheno Field. And that is when we will have you covered next. We will be back here at Pheno Field on Saturday, July 25th for night 1 of the state tournament, where Milford will serve as the host team. We look forward to seeing how the field is set for that state tournament. And we'll certainly keep an eye on Milford as they close out their regular season and enter into the postseason. But that's going to wrap up our coverage here for tonight. Again, a big thank you to our Milford TV crew doing excellent work bringing you this coverage tonight. Our director is Chase Pettinelli, and our camera operators are Patrick Garapi, Maya Lizaldi, and Cairo Barlow. And I am Tim Coet, bringing you all this action live from our Rentschler Biopharma Broadcast Booth. That final score, one final time, Milford defeats Grafton by a final score of 7-2. This has been a presentation of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.